Hey everyone, I'm so excited. This is my first ever podcast slash vlog, doing on YouTube and podcasty things. So excited you're here. My name is Stacy Wesson, and I am your guidance counselor for life. I love helping people, and my goal is to each week is to give you some information on anything in your life, whether it be finances, fun, family, work, fitness, health, whatever it is. We're going to discuss a topic for about 15, or I'm going to tell you a topic for about 15 to 20 minutes. And then after that, I will have a takeaway, an action item for you to take and start your day off on a good note and take your life to the next level. That is my goal with my podcast. I'm basically a life coach, but I don't like the term life coach. I think it's been overused and cliche and all the things. And so I started thinking, I'm like, I really like guidance counselor. I want to guide people. I don't want to tell them how to live life. I want to guide them. I want to help them live the life they were meant to live by just giving them some encouragement, knowledge, and power to go do those things. So that is what I am, your guidance counselor for life. And that is my cat. I'm going to be filming my podcast in many different areas due to having a family and lighting, etc. And so my very first podcast is in the main house. And of course, I have cats. I have 2 kittens. So you will hear crunching maybe because one's eating. You will hear one jumping off something and landing on a chair. So hopefully it won't be too distracting, but that is what you get with my podcast. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Stacy Wesson. I've been married for 11 years to my wonderful, amazing husband, Greg. We have 2 kids, Henley and Hawk, that are 8 and 7. And then I have 2 older daughters who, Delaney and Rosie, who don't live at home anymore because they're off enjoying their own lives. And so we have 4 kids, but not all in the house, and 2 kittens this year. So let's add some things. We added them last year, so they're almost a year old. But that is me. I work full-time for my family's vacation rental company, and I am starting to grow my coaching business. And so I'm so excited for this year, and I'm so excited I finally started this podcast. I hope it is something worth you listening to and that you get something out of it. So without further ado, my first topic that I wanted to discuss is since we're starting at the beginning of the year, these first few episodes will be very much goal setting and words of the year and all the things, because that's what we talk about at the beginning of the year. One thing I will be doing in September is my favorite time to kind of renew myself, restart, is actually late August. I live in Oregon in the Pacific Northwest, so school starts in September. And it's just, to me, the perfect time. It's always about buying school supplies, new planners. Yes, I'm still a paper planner girl, but all that. And so I might be launching a new thing about, let's start that as our new year. Right after Christmas, trying to start things, that's not a good time. Like, the worst time to let's start a bunch of new stuff right after we've just been burnt out on holidays. So, look for that closer to September. So if you're not ready to start your new year yet, hey, there's always September. So anyways, I decided to have this first topic be about word of the year. I've only done it for 3 years. Before that, I was very much woohooey about the word of the year. Like, what does that even mean? Why would you have a word of the year? I didn't really understand the focus of it. And now it's like you could have a word of the year, verse of the year, song of the year. It's gotten crazy with all the things out there. So I'm still just on the word of the year, and sometimes I do a verse of the year, but we'll see about all the other things. It can sometimes be overwhelming. I will say I am a Christian, and I will talk about godly things, but this isn't by no means a channel about that. I just want to be upfront that there will be mention of some godly things, but all are welcome to my channel. So when you think of word of the year, you are thinking about a theme, is basically how I understand it. So what do I want my theme to be? So I'll go back a few years before I give you my word of the year for this year. So my very first word of the year was 3 years ago. It was repurpose. My husband and I actually came up with it together. It was kind of fun that he actually wanted to be part of that. And was excited about it. So it was a year where our focus was really financial, about saving money and not spending money, using what we have. So we're like, repurpose. And it was really neat because we did things in our lives, like when a child needed a dresser, we looked around our house first. Do we have an extra dresser in our shed or in our house? Do we have something that could be used out of a dresser? Thinking outside the box. And that one we didn't. However, I think we put on Facebook or something that, hey, anybody have a dresser? And a friend of mine texted me and goes, hey, I have a dresser of yours that you gave me years ago. Do you want it back? And I was like, yes. So free dresser, repurposing something that I'd given to a friend. They no longer needed it. So now it came back to us. And we did that with everything. So if we needed a basket, okay, do we have anything we can use? And sometimes it was like, oh, here's an old shoebox. Is it pretty? No, but it served the purpose of holding our items. And so that was a neat theme to just constantly remind us all the year, oh, let's go buy a birthday gift. Oh, do we have anything in the house we can use? Can we make them something out of what we have in the house? So that's kind of how it helps me kind of come up with my word of the year and figure it out. Kitty scratching post, sorry. Definitely going to have to repurpose where I'm doing this podcast. But anyways, so kind of think of it as a theme. The next year was Leap, which started out good and then it kind of faltered. I will say when you come up with the word of the year, you have to incorporate it into your, not daily life, but weekly or monthly life. Otherwise, your word of the year is just that. It's a pretty page on a planner like I created for my word this year. Very pretty page on my planner that you sometimes never look at again. So you'll see that when we do goal setting and stuff like that I'm going to talk about. You have to make it part of your life. So this year I decided my faith walk has been a little lackluster over the last year or so. And I wanted to get back into my faith and being strong in that. So I chose the word stewardship, which is, and with the definition of utilizing and managing all resources God provides for the glory of God and the betterment of his creation. And it kind of ties in what I want to do. I want to be a guidance counselor for life, obviously, and that ties into this. I want to help people. I want to provide them with support to help them achieve their goals in life, for the betterment of their life. And again, I want to make sure when I'm doing things, it's for God's purpose. So I'm not going to help anybody do something that I don't think is good for them, like break up their marriage or something like that. I'm going to very much help people get to the, next back part of their life that, maybe they're stuck in with their job and need a career change, or family life is rough. You got some dynamics there. So working with people within all of my coaching program under my guidance counselor for life systems that I have, you'll hear about those as well. So my word of the year is stewardship, and I'm really excited about that. And one of my actual goals for the year, spoiler alert in the goal episode, but I'll give you one right now, is the fact that I want to track it. So how am I showing the glory of God or something for the betterment of his creation? So how can I do that with my word of the year? So I'm going to track when I feel I have accomplished that, and I'm going to track it and write it down. So that way, not only is it in the forefront of my mind quite a bit, but I can just see over the year how many people I've helped with whatever. And I'm really excited about that because, again, tying my word in. So when you think of that word of the year, how are you tying it into the rest of the year so that you remember you made a word of the year? And so I was doing my morning devotionals this morning, and it was just funny. It happened to randomly. It gave me some Hebrew words. One was Haskell for prudent behavior, Orma for prudence. Again, not sure if I'm saying the Hebrew words right. And Mezima, discretion, and kind of was talking about planning and living your life strategically. And that's what I do. And that's what I want to share with others, because life will happen. And I know the productivity craze is everywhere, and, go do 50 things. I'm that person because I love doing things. So I'm out there, but it's not for everybody. But if you don't live your life productively in some way, life is going to happen. I know my husband, every once in a while, feel like, oh my gosh, we get up in the morning, we feed the kids, take them to school, feed them when they get home, and then put them to bed. And it's like the same monotonous thing over and over again. And those years go by fast. And so we need to break up the monotony of the everyday and having some plans and strategies set forth. And by doing a word of the year, it's a good broad theme of the year that you can say, hey, this is my word of the year. This is my theme. Everything I do is going to be through that lens. So this is a little bit shorter episode. My episodes will range anywhere from, 10 to 15 minutes, but maybe 20 in the long ones. But that is it, my word of the year. Now, my takeaway, like I said, I want everybody to have a takeaway that they take away from my show and can actually go implement something right away. So, your homework per se, I am a guidance counselor. Can I give homework? By the way, I'm not an actual counselor, so no affiliation, just love the term guidance counselor. But your homework from this guidance counselor is to find your word of the year, theme of the year, whatever you feel more comfortable with. Find it and tell me what it is, because I'd love to hear what your word of the year is. And then think about ways you can implement it, or at least double check that you're still following your theme or word of the year, whether it just be writing it on the top of your calendar every month so that you know about it, or having a monthly check-in with yourself where you can relook at your word of the year and go, okay, have I been doing anything for it? So that's a good thing. And by the way, you're making them up. There is no rules to word of the year. So if you find yourself the first quarter like, this isn't what I thought, or maybe life has changed, and so it's okay to switch up your word of the year. It's okay to drop your word of the year. It's just an idea to help you. So if it works for you, great. If not, let it go. I'm all about letting things go that aren't working. But for me, I am going to keep going. It's my third year. Haven't been perfect at it, so we'll see if this year I'm a little bit better. I do think with tracking my results, that will help keep it more in the forefront. So my word of the year is stewardship. You can keep me accountable. Let me know yours, and I'll try to help keep you accountable. And I look forward to more chats with you guys on this podcast. All right, take care, everybody.